Oh. 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 Big dubs, baby. Big dubs. Okay? That's that, dude. Talk to my lawyers. If you got an issue, you know who to call, dude. You know who to call. All right? You know exactly who to call. Big dubs. Big dubs, dude. Big dubs. I want to make it the same size. Can't. Roots tied. Niners win. Sharks can't get a win. Sharks still don't have a win. Woo, dude. Okay. Okay. Kevin, you were at the game? Are you still at the game? Or did you get out of there already? Gamer Athletics was at the game. He got my tickets off me. He finally got to see a touchdown. I don't know if you guys remember, but last year, me and Gabe went to a game and there was no touchdowns. I think the final score was like 9-6. So he finally got to see a touchdown. Got Canada Dry Ginger Ale. I opened this the other day, so it's probably flat. But you know what? Canada Dry, it still hits. Still hits. So not sponsored, but it can be. Business email in the description if any of the fine folks want to, do what it do. You know what I mean? If you want to do what it do, Warriors next week. I'm actually very, very excited for the NBA season for some reason. I think it's because we're gonna be championship. I think we're gonna be championship. So, I don't know. I think it's gonna be a fun season. So, y'all had good seats too. Well, those are my seats. Those are my season ticket seats. I didn't go to the game today. Gabe and his father went to the game. Then he says, I'm all right, Diosa. Just I don't want to dwell into that. But look, I care extremely about the things I do, the videos I put out, and I even care about the Discord, and I care about the things I put out in the Discord. And sometimes I care too much, So it's like when I care, and then nothing happens. I'm just like, you know what? Why am I doing this? My last video, the Monster Museum, it has barely 100 views. After all these years, And my loud neighbors, they've been gone all day. They just showed up. Yes. And they're standing outside yapping. Yes, dude. Yes. They love to stand right outside. Yeah, it's cool. Yes. Oh, I'm so lucky. Yes. So, anyways, what else is up? Yeah, go if you have not yet, please go watch the Monster Museum episode. I think it's a really awesome place, and that video is the biggest failure we've had on this channel in many, many years, and we've had a lot of failures lately. So, Shot Simple, what up? JD, what up? Skip this game today too. With the I'll talk about the season tickets in a bit, but I've been selling pretty much every game. I only have 2 games left that I have tickets to, so I'm gonna try to go to those 2 games, but that's it. Penguins got to win, so you owe me a steak. I don't know if that's how it works, right, guy? I'm rooting for the Mariners. I think that's good enough. Thank you, Diosa. Appreciate you. First the Niners win, the Mariners lost, and you're drinking Canada Dry. I'm in hell. Sorry, man. I'm rooting for the Mariners. Dubs will be good as Steve Kerr gets over his love for pods. You don't like pods, dude? I don't know. I like pods. Mel needs to be starting with Steph. Wow. It's a bold take. Gabe's dad is a Falcons fan. I don't know why. I don't know either, but you should start to say in your future videos to hype the vid. Well, that's like a new feature, and who knows if it's gonna have lasting power. If you notice, I like my videos to be able to live forever. I don't like them to be in the moment, which is why I keep it very, very short when it comes to like current YouTube trends and stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe I can say in the comments. Season ticket topic about? Well, I'm going to do the show and tell for the gift, and then I'm going to just talk about the season tickets in general. Is there any chance that your neighbors are watching your videos? Because it's so weird that they always make so much noise when you're doing your Nah, they don't. They're new. They just came home, and they're fine. Like, I'm not upset with them. It's just funny, but I've told you guys, my upstairs neighbors, they're the ones that were really inconsiderate, but my next door neighbors, they're like, our doors look at each other. They're pretty new, and they're just cool. They're always chilling, but you know, they're the types to like have the windows open, playing music and cooking and stuff, and they're just living life. They're having a good time. It was just funny that, like, I think it was last week they were standing outside talking, and then this week they've been gone like all day. I think I haven't heard them. I've been home all day, and then they show up right when I go live. So I'm not mad though. Checked it out. Awesome video. Yeah, Jake, I want to thank you personally, Jake. You always leave a comment. Like, you always watch. It means so much, man. Like, every comment helps. Like, any engagement helps. Thumbs up, comments, all those things like help a lot. And so just leaving a simple comment is very meaningful to me. So thank you. I appreciate that. And I hope you enjoyed that video because I know you like monster stuff. Still got tickets for Rams, Panthers, Bears, and Seahawks. Yeah, I think I have. Let's see, I got Panthers, so I'll be there. Let me know if you're there. I'll be there for Panthers for sure. And then I sold the Seahawks ones. I might have the Bears ones left. An idea would be going with Gabe and his dad to a game in Atlanta. Yeah, that would be cool. What up, Vince? What a game for sure. So I haven't received my season ticket gift. I just got it, so I'm gonna show it. Pods thinks he's a 3-point shooter and he just isn't. I see that take. I understand that take for sure. Favorite throwbacks in the house. I'll tell you one thing I'm a little upset about. Okay. I put in an order for some hats, right? This is one of them. I love this hat. Clean, kind of, metallic gold thread. Just on the all black, so it just pops. Green underbill, right? I was all excited about it. Ordered it. I was like, oh, that's going to be a fun hat for the season. And look at this, dude. Blank back. Blank back, dude. I hate that. I hate a blank back. At least it's got the black New Era, which is nice, hidden, but I don't like a blank back. In fact, I don't like a blank back so much that even with my Ebbets Field, like old school ones I would get a strap back just because I wasn't going for like super authentic. I just wanted for fashion. I don't like a blank back. So I don't know. Should I get this stitched or something? Should I get something stitched on here? Not a logo. I could get a word or something. I don't know. But I'm not happy about it, I'll tell you that much. So someone's going to talk to my lawyers. I'll let you figure out who. You know what I mean? I'll let you figure out who's talking to my lawyers. So like I said, Gabriel, Gamer Athletics, he was in my seats for tonight's game. And he showed in the Discord Oh, dang. Did I set up the browser? I didn't set up the browser. Hold on. I forgot to set up the browser. What an idiot. He was in my seats and he posted in the Discord. Look who's right behind him. Frank Gore. And that's Deshaun Goldson next to him. And I'm good. I knew it was Goldson right away, right? So I just to confirm, I went to his Instagram to see, and yep, sure enough, Deshaun Goldson. I was a big Goldson fan, man. Big Goldson fan. So that's why I always try to tell you guys when I'm selling my tickets and stuff, like, hey, it's kind of cool. There's a suite right behind me where all the old players and alumni will be. Definitely a cool benefit to where my seats are. But this will be my last season as a season ticket holder, unfortunately. But this is an area like, if you know, and some of the other people that are there that are still keeping their tickets, like I might buy tickets off them if I want to go to a game because I really do love this location. Steph, Moody or Melton or Platoon. Jimmy, Dre, Al. All right. My Trident Mariners hat had the MLB logo on the back and the New Era logo. Unfortunately, that hat is really old. MLB logo fell off. Salute to the Cal Ripken. That's true. I have not missed one. Should get a stitch. Same San Francisco across the back. I don't want it to be too big. Bang, bang. Don't underestimate Melton. Broken Hoop was a nice fit with Steph last season. Yeah, he definitely was. I'm not hating on Melton at all. I'm glad he's back. Started getting your tickets, but couldn't afford stuff like hotels and airfare. Be rooting for the away team. I mean, people go to away games. I mean, you know, it's all good. But anyways, Frank Gore and Deshaun Goldson were at the game tonight. Pretty cool. But I mean, I was just happy with Bijan Robinson. I didn't know if we could stop him with Fred Warner out, and defense played pretty good. What was it? Third quarter, Falcons started moving the ball pretty well, and I was like, oh no. But then we tightened it up, which was nice. And one thing, I said this in the Discord, but one thing I just like, it's been so long since the 49ers have had a downfield attack, and that's bothering me. Which is funny because like Alex Smith was my favorite player. Like I was always like, I'm good with a game manager. I love a game manager. Like we don't need to be taking shots downfield all the time. But like occasionally, like we gotta stretch the field a little bit. Obviously part of it's Ayuk out, but it's like they don't even want Mac Jones to throw past like 8 yards. And even Brock lately, like the last handful of games, he's not airing it out as much. And I miss that, I miss that. Penix got injured. Well, he finished the game. He was getting hit though. What's up, Mark? But look, good game by the Niners. Again, we have a really, for the most part, pretty easy schedule on paper anyways. Obviously, it's the NFL any given Sunday, but we have a good chance to stay afloat even with all the injuries. So I like our chances. I do like our chances. We'll see how it goes down the stretch, Down the stretch. We've had a 1985 offense for the past 20 years. Haven't truly aired it out since Garcia. Yeah, I mean, but when Brock first took over, he was going downfield a little bit. But again, that was with Ayuk, and we had Debo. Like Debo would just be across the middle or down low, like kind of really, and Kittle obviously, and then that would kind of just open it up for Ayuk. And right now we just don't have that. Like I'm good with playing small ball and then just airing it out every once in a while. But right now there's like no downfield attack. It's like zero. We used to even hit Kittle long sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, and now it's just nothing. Um, wouldn't be surprised if it's authentic. Oh, the MLB logo. Giving up the tickets, I don't blame you. I've been considering the same thing for the past few years. 2026 increase, only $8 more per month. That's not bad. Mine's a lot more per month. John Lynch had to make a trade for an edge rusher. Huff balled out. Dude, Huff did his thing, man. He played violent today. He was wearing the Jordan 10 cleats. Yeah, I was feeling it. What's up, Marie? Big night for CMC for sure. It was nice to see that. I mean, he was well over 100 yards. I don't know what his total ended up being, but yeah, nice to see. What else happened, man? The Cowboys smacked the Commanders. That was an embarrassing game. Like, the Commanders were putting up a fight, and then the Cowboys just, like, rolled over them. That was embarrassing. Oh, the Raiders. Good Lord, dude. Dude, the Raiders lost 31-0 against the Chiefs. 31-0. I'm not even gonna say nothing. The only thing I'll say, this will sound harsh, this will sound mean, but I swear I don't mean it in a mean way. I mean it in a empathetic way, like a call to action, like a reality bomb. You know, what's the phrase? I can't think of the phrase. Reality check, not a reality bomb. I was confusing two different sayings. If you're a Raiders fan in the Bay Area, I don't feel sympathy for you. I'm sorry. I don't. You shouldn't even be upset. Who cares what this team in another state is doing? The fact that you still followed that team is weird. Let them go, dude. Let them go lose 31-0 in Nevada. Okay? I don't feel an ounce of sympathy. I'll even extend that. It's not just Raiders. If you're a fan of a team and you're not even from where they're from or close to it or part of that community, I don't feel bad when your team loses. When we were heartbroken about the multiple Super Bowl losses, when I was destroyed last year, if you're a 49er fan not from Northern California, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. You know what I mean? And it to me, like I said, it's fine. You can be a fan of whatever team you want. But there's just levels to it. That's all I'm saying. I think I explained this before. To me, fandom is like you get merit badges, you know? So, like, obviously you get a really nice, important merit badge if you're from the place. And that one is like you're in the inner circle. Like, what you say goes. Okay? So, like, as 49er fans, I went to see games at Candlestick, so I have the Candlestick badge, right? If you went to like a big game, a important game, a legendary game, you get a merit badge for that game. If you met certain players, you get a merit badge for that game. If you went to like some of the 49ers events or training camps growing up, you get a badge for that game. The OGs who got to see a game at Kezar, they have a merit badge that I can't get, right? So to me, it's like if you're not even from where the team represents, just play the background, dude. Just you're a seat filler. go fill the seats, dude. I don't know. Is that harsh? Dude, like all right. Like, you know, everybody says when they post like clips of Steph Curry in the Olympics and they're like, oh, everyone got to finally feel what it's like to be a Warriors fan. And like, oh man, this guy's been killing my team my whole life, and now I finally got to feel what it's like to root for him. And then I'll see people that be like, as a Warriors fan, this is just funny. Like, you guys finally get to see it. And I'll look, and they're from Ohio. Dude, if you're a Warriors fan not from California, no, you're not. You know? If you're a Warriors fan because of Steph Curry, no, you're not. No. No, you don't get to ride with us, man. You don't know what it was like when Steph Curry first got here. You know how terrible it was, dude? You didn't have to go through that. You didn't earn this. You just said, oh, that great player over on the other side of the country, he's so good. I'm going to be a fan now. No, dude. No. I don't like it. And then I don't like when people, they try to say like, oh, I'm not a bandwagon because I stayed with the team after they left. No, you still were a bandwagon. You jumped on the bandwagon. But I will say, if you're one of those people, if Steph Curry leaves and we're in the dumpster for a decade, you better be in Ohio crying. All right. But again, you can be a fan. That's fine. I was joking. Obviously, you can still be a fan. You can be a fan because of Steph Curry, even though you've never been to the Bay Area, whatever. But you gotta sit in the back. That's all I'm saying. You gotta sit in the back. The reserved seating up front for those of us here. So to the Raiders fans that are upset about today, and you're from the Bay Area or Northern California, and you're upset about today, no, you're not. You don't get to. Doors that way, buddy. Talk to my lawyers. All right? They'll be in touch. Max Crosby back to the Bay. That'd be dope. That'd be dope. Pete Carroll is washed. Yeah, the Broncos-Giants game was an incredible game. I like Bo Nix, man. I like Bo Nix. Scatterboo, of course. Like, there's a lot of fun young talent in the league, man. You know, all the time, like when like the stars are like the really big, amazing players, when they're like getting towards the end of their career, and it's like, oh no. And there's always this fear of like, oh, it's gonna suck going forward. But then you see these young guys come in, and you're like, it'll still be fun, you know. Obviously, nobody ever matters as much as the people you grew up with. You know, like nobody will mean as much as like Steve Young and Jerry Rice to me, you know. But obviously I still love, you know, Brock and Kittle and Warner and all these guys. Talk about Ohtani, dude. The ball's juice, dude, so I don't care. The ball is juiced. Look, he's an incredible player, okay? Yeah, of course. But he's a coward. And, you know, everyone else is riding his jock. So I don't need to ride his jock. Okay? And I'll show you, like, here, dude. I had this saved. At Dodger Stadium, they have this new plaque thing. For Philadelphia Phillies, Kyle Schwarber, October 8th, 2025, 455-foot home run plaque. You're telling me the ball's not juiced? You're telling me these guys are putting up better home run numbers than the steroid era? You're telling me during the steroid era, when you had these comic book hero guys, they couldn't beat that, but now Kyle Schwarber, he's the one getting the plaques at Dodger Stadium. Talk to my lawyers, dude. Talk to my lawyers. The ball's juiced. I saw it live. And that's that. And that's that, dude. Andy's a degenerate gambler, dude. He's the actual GOAT? No, he's not. No, he's not. That was, I will say individually, that's one of the greatest games ever played. I will say that. But he doesn't have the longevity of this high level. There's also the fact that you got to remember with baseball, who you bat around, who is around you in the lineup is a huge part of how you hit. Now, someone like Barry Bonds, obviously, Barry Bonds is who I think is the GOAT, and most ball players believe is the GOAT. For a lot of Barry Bonds' career, I don't know if I want to say majority, but a good, huge portion of his career, he had nobody dangerous batting around him, which meant they could pitch around him, which meant they could intentionally walk him, or they could just give him junk to hit or nothing to hit. Ohtani is surrounded by other MVPs. So you have to pitch to him. You can't pitch around him because then you just have another MVP coming up. And what's it? His average isn't even that high. No, he's not the GOAT. He's not the GOAT. One of the greatest performances of all time. It's too recent for me to say like it is the greatest. In the future, I will understand if someone says individually that's like the greatest game ever played in the playoffs or whatever. I get that. I'm not taking that away. But the ball's juiced. Saw it live, folks. The ball is juiced. 100%. I believe it. And he is protected in the lineup, so he can hit. He can't be pitched around. He's on an all-star team. I don't want to go down this road, dude. Dodgers fans have no integrity. It's like, look, I understand the team wanting to do what they do, wanting to put the money forth and build the team, buy the team, whatever. I get it. I just want the fans to admit that they're doing it and admit that it's an advantage and admit that they are privileged as fans and that it is not a fair playing field. That's all I want. They're playing by the rules. The deferments are a little outside the lines, but for the most part, and the thing is, look, I already said this, LA teams will always be privileged because if you give a young guy with millions of dollars, is he going to want to play, if he had the choice between the two, is he going to want to play in Los Angeles with all the starlets, or is he going to want to play in Minnesota? You know what I mean? Like, they already have a built-in advantage that we can't really do anything about. And then on top of that, they're one of the most valuable franchises. They have way more money to spend. And they're like, every team could do that. No, not every team could afford a $2 billion payroll. No. Not going down this road. The ball is juiced. I saw it live. Let's go Mariners, dude. If the Blue Jays win, let's go Blue Jays, but I want the Mariners. Okay, they're Game 7 coming up. Couldn't believe seeing Warriors fans when I lived in South Dakota. Yeah, nah, can't do that. They got to hit the bricks. A seat filler. Holy shit. Wait, I missed some stuff. Thing with Raiders fans, they have cult-like loyalty. It's wrong, though. Fair, I've always had a Penguins fan because there wasn't a hockey team anywhere near me. All right, if you have your reason, fine, but you have to know that you're not from Pittsburgh. So there's a merit badge that you're not getting. Mariners have starting paying dividends. Dude, it's all worth it when you support a team through that. And then if they can get over the hump, it's all worth it, dude. That's why, like, Dodgers fans don't even care how they do it. They just want to win by any means. I'm telling you, they're the MAGA of baseball. They just don't care. No way he didn't know his translator was betting and $17 million was missing. That's what I'm saying, dude. Just don't understand why someone that is so beloved won't speak English, even if he doesn't speak well, has to always have an interpreter. I've never even heard him try. I don't know. I want the Mariners to win, but I feel the Blue Jays have a better chance. You think so? Oh, if the Mariners are hot, though, they're hot. It's not even a debate. They've done statistical studies proving that the ball jumps off the bat more than it did 20 years ago. Exactly. There was the All-Star weekend or whatever, or All-Star break, and there was way more home runs after the All-Star break. The balls were switched out. It was at 2017 or something. Balls juiced. That's the arc I meant about 61. Reason Maris is 61? Mickey meant... Oh, man, your names are all over the place. Batting behind him, they had to pitch to him. Okay, you're saying Roger Maris was batting in front of Mickey Mantle. I see what you're saying, yeah. Imagine if Barry Bonds got pitches to hit. What kind of stats would he have put up? For sure, for sure. Dodgers fans are like the rich kids who get away with anything. They're the rich kids flexing the car their parents bought them. It's like, dude, cool car, awesome car, but don't act like you hustled for it, you know? Like, don't act like... That's my problem. That is my problem overall. But of course, I want a salary cap or floor or some kind of combination. I want something done, but I'm not mad at them for doing it. I'm mad at the fans just acting like they're just entitled to win and that they're not, or just not caring that they're advantaged. That's what pisses me off. And they're like, oh, well, we didn't win every year, so it's not like you can buy a championship. It's like, that's not what it's about. It's about percentages. It's about advantages. You're giving an advantage. Doesn't mean you're going to automatically win. Like, nobody's saying that. Like, says like LA, New York, Miami are 3 teams with significant advantage. For sure, yeah. Yeah, there might be a strike in 2027. Made a tweet criticizing Dave Roberts on his comments about how they will ruin baseball. 500 replies of Dodgers fans calling me every insult. That's what I'm saying, dude. They're the MAGA of baseball fans, dude. Just like... No kind of like integrity at all. Again, and I don't want my teams to do that. I don't want my teams to just sign every MVP that's available and get Christmas morning deals for trades. Like, and look, that's the thing is the Dodgers, their farm system, their scouting, everything is top notch. Incredible system. Is it the best system in the league? Probably. It's top 3. So it's like you already have that going for you. And then on top of that, you have so many prospects and stuff that you can just get whatever you want. So it's like even if it's not a free agent, you can just offload a bunch of prospects. Like they just admit that you're privileged. That's my issue. That's all they got to do. You didn't deserve Ohtani. Like Ohtani, you think Ohtani was going to go to Cincinnati, you know? Like I said, I don't want my team to just sign every huge free agent. I want to build it from the ground up. That's why I'm so happy and proud of the Giants World Series championships. That's why I'm so happy about the Warriors championships, even the ones with KD, right? And I didn't want to sign KD. I didn't want to. But that was one guy. We signed one major free agent. Up until that point, that was the first major free agent we had ever signed my entire life. Before that, the biggest was Iguodala, who in some ways people thought was like, he's not living up to potential. Like there was a lot of question marks around him. That was the biggest free agent signing of my whole life. So I'm like, all right, we couldn't get one guy. And again, I didn't want to get KD. I don't want to just buy a championship. I want to watch our guys. Like with the Giants, dude. Like the fact that we got to see Buster Posey, Bumgarner, all these guys come up through our system. We got to see them as kids and grow into champions. That's so much better. And now it's like, okay, is Freddie Freeman going into the Hall as a Brave or a Dodger? Right? Like, I don't want those question marks. I want our guys. That's what I want. Blue Jays are getting massive runs in. Have a better hitting lineup. They're both good teams. I don't mind Shohei using an interpreter. I don't know. I want a salary floor in baseball before I care for a cap. That still doesn't stop teams like the Dodgers and Yankees from just buying everything, though. Yankees are the MAGA of Major League Baseball. The Dodgers are the opinionated Karen. I think they're both. I think they're both the MAGA. Miami. Maybe I'm forgetting what free agent that Miami team signed. Yeah, Miami is just more like if you no longer care as much and you just want the starlets. College football with name, image, likeness, big programs like Ohio State will have an inherent advantage for sure. I get it, Bonds is a GOAT, but he was out there hitting 3 home runs in a game and then standing up on the mound getting 10 strikeouts. It's pretty special. Yeah, no, look, what he did was amazing. But Barry Bonds is overall a better player. I would have loved Shohei to come to the Mariners. Plus, like I said, the ball's juice, so I would have loved Shohei to come to the Mariners to continue the tradition of Japanese players coming through Seattle. When I come from, we are a free agent destination. Free agents don't want to come to Seattle. I don't understand that either because Seattle's dope. Like, I think in 100 years, people will look at Ohtani like most do with Babe Ruth now. I mean, there's so much. Babe Ruth was, I don't know if it's an apt comparison. The only comparison is Babe Ruth pitched also. Like, it was a totally different era. And the sport was so young. Like, I just don't see it. And the thing is, if Ohtani keeps it up, but I don't think he will because most people don't. But if he does, incredible. But, like, he's only had a few years of dominance. He wasn't dominant like that on the Angels. Yes, he was very good. But he wasn't on that level at all. And again, he's on an incredibly stacked team filled with MVPs and all-stars. Like, he gets pitched to. They have to pitch to him. Like, it's just, I don't know. I feel like the normies, you're right. The normies, the people that don't know ball, yes. 2017-2020 era Dodgers a bit more respectable. Yeah, dude. That team, I respected more. It was a bunch of homegrown guys. Mariners are definitely use homegrown talent. Yeah, for sure. Now they're just playing music outside? What is going on? They're just slapping music. All right. Outside of LeBron, who else? You just hate Ohtani? I do hate Ohtani, yes. I'm not denying his talent. He's an incredible player. But I'm just saying he's not on that level yet. He has to perform at this level longer. And he has to do it when the team's not stacked. Farham was terrible. That's the problem. Dave from Elk Grove is here. Sky River Casino. Decorating for Christmas. Let's go. Have fun with that. It wasn't when he was on the Angels. It was him trouting some bums. Yeah, and he wasn't doing what he's doing. What's up, man? How are you doing? I was just going off on the Dodgers, so you missed that. I think we just go out there and join them. Yeah, no, the Heat signed Bosch and Braun together, but yeah, it's still different. I think Miami is definitely a place that free agents will flirt with no matter what, though. So I think the point still stands, in my opinion. I wonder if Farhan was a Dodger double agent. Almost don't doubt it. Almost don't doubt it. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, I'll talk about this, man. All right, this bothered me. Okay, let me see if I have. Hold on, there's something I gotta show. Talk amongst yourselves while I find this. Here it is. Yeah, I do have it. And the reason I hate Otani is because I just thought it was a coward move to go to the Dodgers. I really did. Um, bro, they're just slapping music, man. Um, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so have you guys heard? Let me catch up on this. He's doing enough for 700 million. Well, of course, he's an incredible player. He's he's a great, fantastic player. I'm just saying when you're talking about Babe Ruth and Barry Bonds, it's just levels. They're epic, of course. See, Dodgers fans, the worst fans, the worst. Tony Vitello from Tennessee. Yeah, actually, I think that sounds like a decent hire from what I've read. I don't know much about him myself, but all the stuff I read was kind of cool. Um, Nostalgic for the Big Three Heat. Wow. All right. So you guys might have seen this. Um, there's a brand called Roots of Fight. It's a pretty popular brand. I think a lot of, I think The Rock always wears their stuff, and I think Joe Rogan used to and stuff. So it started off with like combat sports, boxing and whatnot. They would do like these really cool vintage style, like boxing shirts, like about specific boxers for the most part. So it'd be like a Muhammad Ali shirt. But they've started branching out the last few years, and they've been doing shirts of all different kinds of athletes and stuff. So they put out this new collection for obviously someone that you guys know I'm a big fan of. A lot of us are big fans of, right? Ricky Henderson. Um, just think people are fascinated. He's old fashioned two-way player. Yeah, yeah, it's dope that he pitches to Florida Panthers using their location as a pitch to get free agents. Yeah, last 4 years, pretty impressive. Last 2 seasons, 50 home runs. Yeah, well the ball's juiced. If anybody had no ball, and Otani's doing things most of us could only do when we were 10 years old. Again, he's doing incredible things, but it's not in a vacuum. That's my point. Otani will be the GOAT. I mean, he possibly. I don't think so, but possibly. Um yeah, that also just the marketability, he's worth that. Like Barry at Throwback said. Um but anyways, so Roots of Fight put out this collection, this Ricky Henderson collection. Pretty cool. I don't the hoodie, I don't like that it's white for some reason. I think it would look cooler in a different color. But just, cool designs or whatever. The Ricky Henderson collection. Um, I like this design a lot. Um, I love my kind of vintage style art. So nice shirt. So definitely something I would consider like maybe buying the shirt or something. I wouldn't get this hoodie, but it's cool. I don't think they put this out in black, but I do like this black mock up. Um, but what happened was, all right, stolen base king, Ricky Henderson, Oakland, cool shirt. But here's the problem. Here is the problem with this. This is on the side of the hoodie. Yeah, LeBron is not the GOAT. You guys see the problem here? If it was in gold, yeah, you might be right. Gold might be dope. I've seen videos of people attending a Japanese baseball game. Yeah, Japanese baseball looks super fun. I definitely want to go. Um, Who can tell the problem with this hoodie? So this side patch, I had it up close of it. Side patch says Hendu. That was not Ricky Henderson's nickname. That was Dave Henderson's nickname. Everyone called Dave Henderson Hendu. If anyone in the baseball world said Hendu, they're talking about Dave Henderson. Ricky himself would, if he said Hendu, he's talking about Dave Henderson. Right? So here's the thing, like, mistakes happen. You know, I've definitely said the wrong things in videos. I get it. I could see how, right, they mostly do combat sports, so maybe the graphic designer wasn't even that familiar with Ricky, or they're young or something. They don't know about Dave Henderson. Mistakes happen. So it's like, I can forgive it. My problem comes in with, on social media, people obviously left comments about it, saying like, that's not Ricky's name, that's Dave Henderson's name, like, and then they left a response. So let's see. It's kind of cut off, but on the comment says, incredible. On the white hoodie, though, it says Hendu, and that was Dave Henderson's nickname, not Ricky's. Someone made a mistake. Oakology Apparel says, yup. And then Roots of Fight says, don't worry. Everything we do is officially licensed, and either the icons themselves or their families are involved in every step of building these collections, including design. In this case, Ricky's family suggested the inclusion of the nickname Hendu. And then someone else had said something, they responded, his family and close friends all called him Hendu. I think they're lying. I think they're straight up lying. I don't think anyone from Ricky's family suggested the inclusion of the nickname Hendu, because everybody knows that that's Dave Henderson. They're lying, dude. So I told them, don't believe that for a second. There's no way that Ricky's family said, yeah, we all call him Hendu. Ricky would have been like, I'm not Hendu, I'm Ricky. Yeah, so my problem is just like, just the disingenuous response. There's no way Ricky's family suggested that. You know, and Last Dive Bar and some other people also commented on this and told them they were wrong. And look, if you've been to any of these events, like a lot of people here probably have, like, you've been around Dave Henderson's son. You've been around Ricky's family. They've been at events, right? I did a video at Ricky's celebration of life. Nobody said Hendu. Nobody called him Hendu. In fact, I think someone said Hendu and they're talking about Dave Henderson. Like, everyone knows that's Dave Henderson. So I just don't like that this company decides to just lie to save face instead of being like, oh, we made a mistake. Let's fix that. Let's amend that. I think that's cowardly. And you know, I'm going to call it out, dude. And I like Roots of Fight. I think they have really cool stuff. But look, if you get something wrong, just correct it. Gamer Athletics met CM Punk. My pick is blurry, but I don't care. You've met him before, though. Otani Barry talked to my lawyer. Stop. Can you guys stop? Isn't that illegal though if they're doing that? Can't be sued if they're lying. They can't be sued by lying in a comment like this, you know. That's not, you know, no. But just, they're being disingenuous. There's no way. There's just no way. Unless they talked to some distant cousin that didn't really know Ricky. I don't know. But look, cool designs, you know. I like the designs. Speaking of, I will be hopefully, finally, doing some of my shirts soon. I've been designing more stuff, and it's something I want to really focus on because my videos don't get any views or attention, and it's a huge waste of time. So maybe I can find some other thing that would help me out. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. That was nonsense. Oh, I didn't even do the show and tell yet, huh? All right. So, as a season ticket holder for the San Francisco 49ers, we do get a gift every year. You went by the tower, Gabe? Jay Uso, Roxanne Perez, and oh man, your pick is blurry, dude. Here, let me show you guys. Let me show you guys. Gabe met CM Punk at the game. See, Gabe, I knew they were gonna be there. That's why I was like, "You're gonna want these Falcons tickets, dude. You're gonna want these Falcons tickets." AI will be able to fix this in a couple years. You know, it might even be able to fix it now, but. See, Gabe, I knew it. I knew it. So, you're welcome, dude. You're welcome. Met Jay Uso also. And Bailey. How fun. How fun is that? Good job, Gabriel. You've made us all proud. You've made us all very proud. Roger Craig? That's awesome. Gabe doesn't know who Roger Craig is, but he might know the Giants manager, San Francisco Giants manager, Roger Craig. That's so funny, dude. That is so funny. I can't. Oh man. All right. So, as a season ticket member, we get a gift, okay? And sometimes there's like you get different choices on gifts. Like it's like choose one, and it'll be like 3 different things. One of the ones we got some years back was the 75th year. What year was this? 2022 or 2021? I don't remember. It says 2021. So we got the 75th gold placard thing. I actually like this. I think some people didn't like this. I think it's cool. But, you know, I love trinkets and tchotchkes. And then one of my favorite things, I showed this on TikTok, but there's like a wooden banner with Levi Stadium on it that I have up on my wall. And then last year, you guys may remember, I was very irritated because I forgot what everything was, but like they gave me like a clear bag, but it's just like a cheap like Amazon clear bag. Literally the zipper broke the first time I used it. Just garbage. But yeah, so they sent the letter from the Yorks, right? You know, I don't like any of the owners. Any sport, any team. Season ticket member, 49ers game days at Levi's Stadium rely on you and your amazing support. You are part of one of the most recognizable and largest fan bases in the world and are heard loud and clear by every opponent who takes our field. Thank you for your energy at every home game, fueling the players, coaches, and the entire organization all season. We celebrate you with a season ticket member gift, which is a token of our appreciation for your passion and commitment as a member of the faithful. Thank you, the 49ers and Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster can hit the door, right? You guys aren't welcome, dude. I don't need a thanks from you. And then on the other side, dear faithful, as we enter the 2025 season, we wanted to show our appreciation for your continued support and being a valued season ticket member by sending along this exclusive gift amongst the array of stadium enhancements made this season to improve the fan experience. You will notice 2 brand new state-of-the-art 4K video boards, which will impact every fan on game day. Please enjoy this year's season ticket member gift on behalf of our family and the entire organization. Here's to kicking off another great season and celebrating your passion and contributions to the 49ers legacy. Thank you, the York family. Now look, you guys, whatever. But hey, nice card. I love the backpack. No. Grandfather was a Raiders season ticket holder. They stopped paying for it last year. Been hearing ticket holders have been receiving different gifts than what they chose. I think I got what I chose. Ric Flair's the fakest NFL fan ever. He roots for the Niners, next he roots for the Rams and the Falcons and the Panthers. Yeah, I've seen that. All right, so they gave me like a flag. I think it's a flag. I'm not even gonna open it. I don't care about a flag, honestly. Maybe if it had a pole with it, or it's some kind of banner. I don't care about that. What I do care about, you see in the thumbnail, Sourdough Sam figure. Now, it's not a bobblehead. I thought it was a bobblehead. I couldn't remember. But Sourdough Sam. Oops. Call the Super Bowls listed. Sourdough's championship history. Pretty cool. Let me open this up. It says 49ers season ticket member on there too. Oh, I like the packaging with the faithful inside. That's cool. And, oh, pickaxe. Dang, he's just loose. All right. My Sourdough Sam figure. Does he move at all? No. He is non-posable. But, hey, I like Sourdough Sam. I like a Sourdough Sam figure. Like I said, I like knickknacks and tchotchkes and stuff like this. So this will be a fun little addition somewhere. I don't even know if it'll stand up, dude. He's kind of top heavy. Oh, he's going to fall a lot. He's going to fall a lot. But I'll try to find a way to like put him down somewhere. Cuz I'm surprised it didn't come with a stand. It's literally just his feet, like he's an action figure. There should be a stand, right? Anyways, then, it was kind of a big box, so I got excited. I couldn't remember what I ordered at all. Couldn't remember at all what I chose or whatever. But I got a box. 49ers season ticket member, right? So I got excited. Because this looks like the boxes they might give you physical hard copy tickets in, which they used to do and they don't do anymore. So I was like, oh, maybe they made hard copy tickets, like commemorative hard copy tickets, something like that. Unfortunately, I was disappointed. It is actually a Lego set. And not even real Legos. It's bootleg Lego set. And I'm pretty sure it is a Levi Stadium. Yeah, building block set, Levi Stadium. So I will build it, and they will come. There's nothing else in here? Yeah, nothing else in there. So I don't know. Maybe it'll look cool on the shelf. But I would have much preferred like commemorative hard copy tickets. That would have been way cooler. Way cooler. And then there's this. I guess this is almost like commemorative tickets, but 8-game illustration set of the San Francisco 49ers regular season home schedule 2025 season art book. Now this at first I thought was pretty cool. Okay, and you open it and it's got each game and it's actually like perforated so you can tear it off for some reason. I don't know why you would. So it's like tickets. This is not AI. Instead, a collection of hand-drawn. Oh, I was worried about that. I thought it might be AI. It's not AI. Instead, a collection of hand-drawn illustrations by artist Rich Pellegrino, whose work has been showcased across the sports, tech, and entertainment industries. These individual works of art represent each home game. Each image has a perforated tearaway page ready to display or share with fellow members of the faithful. Okay, so it's just, I don't know why it's perforated. It didn't need to be. So you could display it better, I guess. My only issue is like Rich Pellegrino. Is he a 49er fan? Is he from the Bay? Like what? That I don't. There's so many great artists in the Bay that if you reach out to some other artist just because he's got clout or whatever, I don't like that. I don't know. I could be wrong though. Rich Pellegrino, I don't know. I'll give you an example of that. The incredible Willie Mays mural in Birmingham, Alabama. It's beautiful. I filmed it. I took pictures there. If you watch my Rick Wood and the Willie Mays video I did last year, you saw it. It's the thumbnail actually of the second video. It's incredible mural. It's beautiful. The problem is MLB came and commissioned some artists from New York. And I'm just like, man, Birmingham and Alabama has incredible artists here. Why were they not given that opportunity? Now, it's super cool that MLB for the Rickwood game did all these like beautification little mini projects just to add touches around the city. I think that's awesome. It just would have been cool if a Birmingham artist would have been involved in it. And I did see some of the artists, though, they really did care about baseball and the legacy and all that. So that was cool. But, you know, it's like when you can do both, then that's great. So I don't know. I hope this guy is like at least a 49ers fan. So the images are really cool, but you might notice something. All the players are generic players, and they're all wearing number 49. Now they are awesome pictures. It's just, you know. Wait, who's this? Titans? Oh yeah, Titans. Bears. I mean, it's like just make it CMC, you know, or make it juice. The Seahawks again? Yeah, Seahawks. Wait, what? I didn't really pay attention to the Falcons one from tonight. Oh, okay. Here's the Falcons one. So yeah, it's a really cool painting. It's just I wish it was like a real player and not just a generic player. But yeah, those are my season ticket gifts for this year. Been hearing ticket holders have been receiving different gifts. I saw you said that. Yeah. Chat GPT written. Everybody gets the flag. That's my favorite part. Is the season ticket member flag. Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna do anything with the flag. Only Bay Area mascot I still need a picture with. He doesn't walk around the seats during games. Yeah, dude. Like Sourdough Sam, I do have a picture with him. That's at training camp. Yeah, I never see Sourdough Sam in the stands. I always see him walking around the edge. But training camp is where you get a picture with him. So go to training camp next year. I don't have an official picture with any mascot, I don't think. The same gift package? Oh, nice. The Lego set looks awesome. All right, well, maybe I'm being too hard on it. Temu type stuff. It would have been cool if it was like real Legos, you know. You guys like it. All right. Well, I'll build it. Maybe I'll build it on the stream. Raiders still give their season ticket holders a hard copy. Yeah, the Raiders get like dope box and like, yeah, it's cool. $1,000+ I wish it was only $1,000+ deal. So easily could have done commemorative hard copy tickets instead of that book. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Just give me some glossy hard copy commemorative tickets. Looked up the artist and it looks like he does art for sports in general. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, they just got this guy for clout. You know what I mean? And it's like, the Bay Area is known for artists. Like, yeah, clients, Patriots, Lions, Chiefs, 49ers, Ravens. He's just, look, I like his artwork. It's fun. It's cool. He has a freaking Dave Chappelle piece of art. Um, Guy Slowinski follows him. Maybe Guy Slowinski knows more. And nothing against him. I just wish for opportunities like that, like find like an up and coming local artist that actually like supports the team. I would prefer that, you know. Lucio for the first time this season. Sharky last season. I got Stomper over 10 years ago at the BART station. Again in 2024. Got to pick with the Rams mascot during the Super Bowl game. I don't even know what the Rams mascot looks like. Speaking of Legos, dude. Speaking of Legos, I'm not going to show the full set because I don't know if the pictures I found are official, but I think this comes out November 1st. This is going to be a special extra set. The Goonies, the Walsh's Attic. So this is like a special set if you order the day of or something. But the big set is like a full pirate ship, One-Eyed Willie's ship from the Goonies. It's going to be, hopefully, it'll be the first Lego set I buy in 20 years, something like that. I bought Lego sets for like my little brother, I think, but the first one for me. Because if they're doing a Goonies set, dude, you think I'm not cashing out, dude? Talk to my lawyers. Talk to my lawyers. You know? My lawyers are on call. They're waiting. Talk to them. Talk to them, dude. I finished my Canada Dry Ginger Ale. Not sponsored, but it can be. Business email in the description. But man, that truly hits the spot. Truly hits the spot. You know? Gabe met CM Punk. Yeah, I showed the picture. I did show the picture. What else is going on, man? Goonies, Legos. We're eating good. We're eating good, dude. Oh, season tickets. I'll go back to the season tickets. So I might have already explained this on a previous live stream. I apologize, but I will explain again. This year, for a lot of people, I mean, the prices go up every year, but this year it seems to be a little more significant for most people. I am in a Facebook group for people that have season tickets. And unfortunately, so I was going to try to sell my seat license for next season. I probably wouldn't have made a lot of money because I still owe on it. But I could have made a little bit of money. Maybe an extra $500 or something on, because my seats were $10,000 when I bought them. That's for lifetime seat license. So yeah, I was thinking, maybe I'll make $500, $1,000 or something if I sell them at a deep discount. And then they announced the season ticket prices a couple weeks ago. And it's a fire sale. Now that whole group, everybody's trying to sell all their seat licenses. So I probably won't be able to sell mine. So I might just, basically, like, there's no way to just quit. You just have to, like, stop paying. So I'm just going to have to just stop paying, I guess. I'm going to reach out to my ticket rep, whoever that is, tomorrow. Or maybe later tonight. I'll write up an email or something. But that's actually one of the reasons, too, is I don't know who my ticket rep is, and I haven't known since, like, 2021. Because the guy who was my ticket rep, I guess, left, and then some other person responded and said something. Since then, that was, like, 2021, 2022, something like that. And I think I've emailed them before, got no response from anything, like nothing. Also because I got my tickets in 2021 when it was still the pandemic. I was never able to do like a stadium tour, which they do for a lot of new season ticket holders. They'll let you come like see your seats and whatever. So I always wanted to do that. Just be like, hey, I never got to. Can I just like come walk around the stadium just on a day I'm bored or something. Um, and so there's just a lot of things I never got answers on or anything like that. So that's another reason. It was just like I don't even know who my ticket rep is, and they always talk to your ticket rep. Um, you don't know what Goonies is? It's my favorite movie. It's my favorite movie of all time. Um, so that's one reason, but obviously it's the price more than anything. So when I got the tickets in 2021, they were reasonable. I was getting paid well, like, and they were reasonably priced, and so I had no problem getting them. They've gone up since 2021. This is now my 5th season. They've gone up so much that it's hard to keep up. Since 2021, it's not double the price, but it's getting close to double what I was paying. And that's just ridiculous, especially like seasons like this where we don't have any premier teams coming. Like the Falcons was like the biggest team we have coming to Levi Stadium this year. We got the Bears. The Bears, with Caleb and stuff, there's hype there. But like this is a season that has no Eagles, Cowboys, Bills, Packers. Like there's no popular teams coming to Levi Stadium. So it's way harder to find people to sell tickets to. They raise the prices so much that people don't want to buy tickets. Even selling the tickets at face value, which I've been doing, has been very difficult. Like it's just it's just absurd at this point what the price point is, especially with our society just being where it is right now. People don't want to pay that. Like, and also when there is premier teams, like let's say last year we had, what did we have last year? Chiefs, Cowboys, I think. Did we have the Bills last year? I can't remember. But whoever, we had a handful of good popular teams. But they charge us more for those games. They charge us dynamic pricing, basically. So like, oh, this is a good game. You're going to have to pay a little more, which I think is total BS. If you're fronting the money to buy season tickets, you should get them all at the baseline price. And the fact that they're charging us the dynamic pricing is BS. Like any possibility of like, oh, I'll go to these games and then I'll sell this really popular game to try to get some of my money back. That's impossible because they already charged us that extra money. It's just not fair. It's just another scam. I mean, the thing is like, the whole seat license thing I think is a scam, and I knew that going into it, but the price was reasonable enough that I wasn't really tripping. But obviously now, in the fifth season, they've raised the prices every year consistently. That it's just not worth it at this point, especially when I don't go to all the games. So like the way I see it with the season tickets, it's worth it if you just want to go to every game. Like if you want to go to every game because that's what you like to do, I could see it being worth it because then you definitely get all the tickets at what they consider the face value. But me, I don't want to go to every game. Sometimes I like chilling at home, or meeting up with friends or whatever. I don't really do that anymore, but I used to. But like, I don't want to fight the traffic and go sit in the sun at Levi Stadium for like an early season midday game, So it's just not worth it for me. And then obviously I always said one of the main reasons that I got the tickets was so that I could do giveaways to people. So my plan was like, if there's about 8 home games, depending on the season, I'd give away like 2 games, go to 2 games, and then sell the rest to try to like make some of the money back. But the problem is when I was doing the giveaways, it didn't help the channel at all. Um, and obviously it's not just about that. I want to be generous and I want to hook people up and I want to do that. But I'm not in a financially stable place enough in my life where I could just be giving away $400 $500 tickets just just for funsies. To me there had to be a benefit to it of like at least if it got attention to the channel and I could look at it like promotion in some way. But that didn't happen. Whenever I did the contests, it barely got traction. I think I told this story before, but there was one game I was giving away 2 tickets, and my post on Instagram had like 5 entries, like 5 people, right? And then OG Carnal, huge 49er fan and does his little Instagram videos and TikToks. He was doing a contest for the same game for 2 tickets, worst tickets. I think they were in the 400s, mine are in the 200s. And his had like 2,000 comments. And I'm just like, you guys come over here and get way better odds. And then, what happens with those contests too is like there's professional contest people that just search Instagram for people doing giveaways and freebies and stuff. And they just enter. And sometimes it was really hard to pinpoint that. What was funny is someone actually messaged me one time with screenshots and they're like, watch out, this person entered your contest and all they do is enter contests. And I was like, who are you? Like, and they're just like, oh, just these people annoy me. So I just like warn people about them. Like, oh, okay. So I went to the people that he warned me about and I like looked at their stories. Every story they posted was just a reshare of like a giveaway. That's all they did was just enter giveaways. So it's like, I don't want to give away tickets and then it goes to someone. And then that person too wasn't even like from Northern California. I forgot where they lived. They lived somewhere else. I'm like, so what do you expect? Like, because what I tried to do to like skirt that was tell people like, I'm only going to send you the tickets the day of the game. Like, I'm going to send you the tickets right before the game so that you can't just, like, turn around and resell them. So I was like, so only enter if you actually want to go to the game. I'm trying to hook people up that want to go to the game. And so I'm just like, well, if they won, luckily that person never won because they had entered multiple times before that. Luckily they never won, but I'm just like, what would they have done if they won? Just, like, waste the tickets? Just not even go? So it just stuff like that was really frustrating. Oh, and then someone made, I don't know if anyone remembers this, someone made a fake Instagram profile of me and it started messaging people saying, you won, just send me your information, basically, like trying to scam people. So like dealing with all that was really annoying. And then the fact that when I did the giveaways, it didn't help the channel. It didn't help impressions. It didn't help anything really. And then, like it was super cool to be able to like hook people up with the tickets, but then there was a lot of people who won and they would go to the game or whatever, which is cool. And then the next game they'd be there too. I'm just like, oh, you're not someone who like needs help getting to the game. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to like the idea in my head, maybe I was naive, but like I wanted to hook people up that couldn't otherwise go. Like to me, it was more like if I could give away tickets to like a single parent with their kid who can't afford to take them to the game or whatever. Like that was in my head. That's what I wanted. But instead it was like these people go all the time anyways. And it's like, all right, you just got a free game. So it was just all that sucked. And it's like in my head, like someday I would still love to do that. I just right now with the way everything's going, the world, finances, like everything is more expensive. My rent is way more expensive than it was a few years ago. And I'm in the same place, but they raise my rent every year, I haven't gotten a raise because our company hasn't done raises in a few years, like 2 years, 3 years. So it's like trying to keep up, is difficult. So I just can't afford to like be giving away the tickets right now. But in the future, like, dude, if my channel blew up, if I was on and I was like financially stable or doing really well, I would give away tickets all the time. Like I would just buy tickets and just give them away. If someone said like, I've never been to a Warriors game, I'll be like, oh, what's your Ticketmaster email here? I'll forward you some tickets. Like that's how I want to live. Like that's how I want to do things. But I just my channel gets 100 views a video. I can't do that, But San Francisco is so crazy, man. $10,000 bought my season ticket for the Ravens in 2001. PSL was $1,500. Dang. I want to go to Levi's, but I'm gonna get heckled. At least enjoy the trinkets and cool collectibles. It's not worth it for those alone. I mean, I definitely like getting the gifts and stuff. It's just like the figure is cool. I like the sourdough Sam. I like the Levi's banner, the wooden banner thing. This stuff like this is cool because it's like you can only get it, from that. And plus, it's like it's unique. And even though it's just some fake gold thing, it feels there's like prestige behind it. It just feels special, and it looks cool. So yeah, I love the little trinkets. I love it, but no, that you would never want to be a season ticket member just for the gifts. Like I said last year, like there was a pin set I think last year, which was cool. Actually, I really liked that, but it was like a clear plastic bag that broke the first time I used it. So I could have got that on Amazon, Save that money, use it for flex plan for the Giants. Way better. You can go to games you want. Yeah, that's a good idea. But look, man, help me get this channel to actually be something, and I'll hook people up as much as I can. What up, Ruben? It's awesome though. Not many people are generous nowadays. I'm gonna be like that one day when I start making money. I just, I like looking out for people, hooking people up. I blame my mama. She's a very generous person. It just, I don't know, it feels good to do that. But unfortunately, I just can't keep up. I can't keep up. But I gave away a lot of tickets throughout the years. I did. I gave away at least 2 games a year for like 3-4 years. Plus like most of the preseason games I gave away. So that'd be like 1 or 2 a year I gave away. I gave away training camp tickets. So I did hook a lot of people up, which is cool, and I'm happy about that. And I would love to do more. But, until I get to that place, until my videos get more than 100 views, not going to be able to do it. And, I don't know. Everything's hard for a lot of people right now, But I kind of hope with all the people selling their seat licenses and things like that, I kind of hope the 49ers just see what they're doing. But, so many of these companies, the teams, they like to cater to the rich people, They only care about the rich people. They only care about the luxury suites and things like that, because it's like they don't even need to fill the seats if all their luxury suites are rented, If all the luxury suites have a sponsor, it's like they're good. And it's not just Levi Stadium. It's not just sports. Like Vegas is the same way now. There's no... The benefit of Vegas used to be you could go there for pretty cheap. You get tons of great food for cheap. You get rooms cheap or comped, and a lot of that's gone away, and that's why Vegas has been hurting. But hopefully they learn. And when I say these things, I always rant about this kind of stuff. I'm not talking about like the people, like most of the people working for these teams or these venues or people at the 49ers. I'm not blaming them. Like I'm blaming the ownership and the shareholders or executives or board members. It's those people. Thoughts on SF Giants' new hiring? Well, we didn't hire him yet, right? But I don't know much about Tony Vitello, but I know how he turned that program around and all these cool things. He seems cool, so I trust Buster in that because I don't know enough about him to really have a solid opinion. But I'd rather it be him than some of the like other names I've heard tossed out there. I think you need to run ads on YouTube. A lot of people would love your documentary style. Yeah, no, so absolutely, Paul. I had filmed a commercial like 2 years ago, but I filmed it right before I changed the name of the channel, so I need to go refilm that. And I just keep putting it off because there was specific ideas I had to do, and my cousin had helped me film it. And my cousin, I haven't talked to him in a long time. I don't know what's going on with him. He doesn't return my texts or anything. I love you, man. I don't know what's going on. But he had helped me with it, and so I just haven't had a chance to go back. And just financially, things have been so tight that I'm like, I can't really even run an ad right now, anyways. But you're absolutely right. So I have some funny commercial ideas to run as ads on YouTube. So yeah, I agree. I'll say the last video you put out of the B Horror Movie Museum was one of my favorites. Nice. Hyped it up. Thank you, man. Not a 49 frame. That's a sick hat. Thank you, Ruben. You missed the part where I'm mad because it doesn't have anything on the back. So I need recommendations of what to like stitch here. I'm going to go get it stitched. But yeah, the Monster Museum is so dope, man. And if anyone watches that video too, just know that museum changes constantly. They're always updating it. Tom Devlin himself updates it. Like I mentioned in the video, but Justin Scard, he goes there a lot. He just went there again. He actually put out a video like the day before mine of him being there again. And it was already hella different. Like in some parts, it was already hella different. So like there was a whole new car. They had a Jurassic Park car out front that wasn't there when I filmed. So yeah, if you watch the video and you think, oh, I saw it, I don't need to check it out. Like, no, it'll be different. Plus, Tom Devlin, they just opened Outpost 51. It's like an alien extraterrestrial type museum next to it. So it's you can do two same day. You can knock them out. I haven't been to that yet. It actually opened like a week after I was there. But if I go back, I'll definitely check that out. Do a large documentary and make it a big debut. That's a good idea too. So we were working on one. We put out a prologue for it years ago on the channel. It's called Phone Calls with Fightin' Pete. And I always have a plan to one day do the full documentary and finish the story, but it would take a lot of time and money, which I haven't had. So I need to I might actually do some work on it when I go to Buffalo, because I have to go to Buffalo for part of the documentary. So while I'm there, I might actually work on it. But yeah, one day we'll get to Buffalo and we'll finish that story. But there is on my channel, if you go back a few years, there's a mini documentary, 30-minute documentary called Phone Calls with Fightin' Pete. Gonna get 100K subscribers by next year? Mark, that's bold, dude. It took me 7-8 years to get 26,000, and I have 26,000 subscribers, and my video barely gets 100 views. I don't know. I don't know about that. Pretty soon, all football stadiums will just be the upper class, and the Super Bowl will be like the Met Gala. Dude, for real. Even in Baltimore, we're spending $600 million on stadium renovations. The majority of it is to build luxury suites. Dude, and the people in the luxury suites aren't even watching the game, you know? I wouldn't be surprised if in our lifetime we see pay-per-view for Monday Night Football and playoff games. Dude, don't give them ideas. Renting camping yards? You mean Camden Yards? They're literally ripping out the press box. What? That sucks. What do you think of Game 7 Blue Jays Mariners? I think it's going to be a good one. I'm going Mariners. Stitch my logo on the back of it? Maybe. It's a 49er hat, you know? So what is my logo? I don't know. Maybe I could do the spaceship. What up, Angel? See a lot of creativity and storytelling with your non-sports videos. These type of videos will get your subscriber numbers up. I see it happening. Thank you, man. I mean, I definitely appreciate that, but I don't know. They seem to flop every time. If you're willing to put in the effort, I got some money I could bankroll you, but we would need to pitch it and try to get it signed with Netflix or Amazon. I mean, that would be amazing, but I don't know. This is kind of maybe my imposter syndrome, but I'm like, I don't think the story's good enough for any of that. I might have, I've touched on this in previous years, but I was approached about this documentary a few years ago. Basically asking if I could contribute, or if I could contribute some clips of mine from a video I'd done for this documentary. They saw a video of mine and they're like, hey, we're doing a documentary on this. We'd love to use some of your footage, blah, blah, blah. And we talked, we became cool. We were talking about it. And they were doing interviews for this documentary. And I just was like, I'm going to just go for it. I told them, I was like, hey, I'll do an interview. Like if you need like a fan perspective or like kind of like a pop culture perspective. Like, you know how like whenever they do like a Raiders documentary, they'll have like Ice Cube and Snoop. I was like, let me be your Ice Cube or Snoop. Like I'll be like the fan pop culture interview for this story because I do have a lot of insight. And I don't want to say what it is because then you guys might find it out. But I rented a studio space. My buddy Josh Fields from Hatch 86 Films, he's been in a bunch of videos with me. Hasn't been in any videos in a while, but if you're a long-time watcher of the channel, you definitely saw him before. He was at the Ballers game, the Too Short video. He helped do the Too Short video at the Ballers game earlier this year. So he has been in a video recently. But anyways, I asked him to help. So we went to the studio. I rented studio space. We set up a little shot. And I did an interview, and they interviewed me over like Zoom. And I thought it went really well. And I filmed it, me and Josh Fields filmed it, and I sent them all the footage. And we recorded the audio. We did it all professional. Sent it to them. The documentary came out sometime later. I mean, like a year later, I think. I can't remember how long it was. It was a long time. Documentary came out. They had sent me a poster that got all messed up in the mail, and I got a t-shirt, all the stuff. And then they invited me they were doing like a kind of a premiere for the documentary, just like a small premiere at this like little theater, and then like a bar and grill, like after party, very small, intimate in Philadelphia there. Cause the main guy who did the documentary, he's from Philadelphia. So I wanted to go so bad just for the experience, but I wasn't able to go. I was like super broke at the time. I was like, man, I can't do it. And the documentary was picked up by Amazon. So the documentary came out on Amazon. I bought it. I was all excited. Here's the thing. I was so excited about this because the story, everything about it, I had such high hopes. I was like, this is an awesome story. This could be an ESPN 30 for 30 type thing. Like this is huge. And if I'm in it, like how cool, like to be able to contribute to something like that. So I almost had a watch party with some friends. I almost invited friends. It was like, hey, let's watch this. Like, and I was going to get food and I was going to we were going to hang out, watch it. But I wasn't able to or something. And I didn't want to wait. So I was like, I'm just going to watch it. I watched it. I saw there's like a couple clips from my YouTube video. And then that was it. I watched the whole thing, and they didn't use any of the interview of me. And I was like, dang, I went through all that trouble of like renting a studio and setting all this up just to get cut, you know? And I was like, I my personal feelings, I was trying not to be like petty or biased about it or like, arrogant or egotistical, but I really felt like the documentary was missing a fan perspective, because it was like they were talking so much to people that were working with the organization, like people involved. They never really touched on fan perspective, pop culture, like what it was like outside of the organization, what people's thoughts were, what their, how they saw it, like how it felt, like all these things, which I touched on. And the documentary ended up just being a series of interviews just kind of bunched together. There was no like drama to it. There was no like flow to it. It was just people just telling the story to the camera. And I was just like, I was so let down, like for two reasons. Obviously, I was let down that none of my parts made it. And that was kind of a learning lesson, because I was like, maybe I shouldn't. Like, you can't put the cart before the horse, Like you gotta let things happen before you like celebrate or get too hopeful or whatever. But also I was just disappointed because I was like, man, this could have been so good. Like, this could have been so good. And I was just watching it like, I wish I could have edited this. Like, give me the footage and let me re-edit it. And yeah, so I was just kind of like, I was disappointed in that. I don't even remember why I started telling this story. I guess that's kind of my fear. I don't want to do that to myself. Now, I heard about that story with the YouTuber from Philly. Yeah, Philly captain or whatever. How he got a baseball player to get out of a slump. Yeah. Nah, I did see that. I watched it. Bay Meadows pin? I do have the pin. I guess I could just put the pin on it. Good night, Diosa. Philly captain. Yeah. No, I saw the documentary. Adam the Woo, who I've met, Gabe has met. He's friends with the Philly captain. You knew you could have done a better job. I think I could have, and I try to say that with no like ego. And the thing is, look, hats off to them. Like, they made it happen. They were really young. They were like in their early 20s, the guys working on it. Really nice guys. I just think maybe a little more experience in editing would have helped a lot. And maybe I'll say in the Discord what the documentary is. I don't want to say it publicly, because I'm not trying to shame them or slam them or anything like that. I'm just being truthful about like my disappointment and how it turned out. But to me, it's not like it. Yeah, I'm not trying to be insulting or anything. I think you kind of, with creative projects, you never know. You live and learn. Come to LA. Come next great film producer. Well, problem is I want to do things on my own, so I don't need to be in LA. But here's another show and tell. I showed this in the Discord. I've got giant attitude pin. I've wanted this pin for a long time. I finally got it. It's like the Will Clark eyes. From 1990. I've got giant attitude. Anyways. What else is up, dude? I had another documentary idea that I really wanted to do. Maybe I could revisit that. The problem was finding people that would be willing to be involved. I don't know. Here's another one too. I'm just gonna tell you guys my forays into like documentaries. Okay, that's what this is about now. Um, so I always wanted to do like a true crime documentary. Now, at this point, I think Netflix is kind of like it's kind of wearing thin. All their documentaries are kind of the same. But when they're first doing these documentaries a few years back, like they were just nailing the vibe. Like I really liked the vibe. And obviously now it's kind of getting old. It's like paint by numbers. Like all of them, they're doing them the same. Um, but I was like, man, I could do one of these. But I was like, but I got, I got to find the right story. I don't want to just pick some random story. I don't know. So a buddy of mine, he moved to Phoenix, Arizona. He had a friend out there that he knew for many, many years. And this friend, unfortunately, was killed. He was shot and killed. And it was unsolved. They didn't catch the person who did it. And I think a few months had gone by, and I was kind of just watching updates through his like posts, like through his Facebook and stuff. And I was just like, I was kind of personally invested just because it's like, I'd be watching it and it was just super sad. And I was like, you know what? Like, I could do a little documentary about this and maybe help, right? And that might be naive. That might be narcissistic to think, oh, I could do a video and help. But that was my thought process where I'm like, oh, like, because it's unsolved. And I was like, oh, maybe if I help get the word out, like I could do a cool little, like, just a short documentary too, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Doesn't have to be super long. And just tell the story of who this guy is, tell the story of the facts of the case that are known so far, and see if there's anyone that will, knows something or comes forward. I was like, oh man, like that would mean a lot if we could help push this forward. So I hit up my boy, and he's like, oh, hit up this lady, and it was like I don't think they were married. It was like his girlfriend at the time. She was obviously at the forefront of like, posting about him and raising awareness for the case and all that. So I messaged her and I said, hey, I would love, like, I will fly to Phoenix. I would love to just do some interviews with you and your family and his family, and just put together like a simple documentary and help get the word out, and just tell your guys' stories and, what's going on. And unfortunately, she said, well, we're still in the middle of all this in the case, so like maybe after it's solved or something like that. And I was like, well, I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose. Like, I'm trying to raise awareness. I'm not just trying to like tell a completed story. Like, that's more like what Netflix will do, like a completed story and everything. Like, I'm trying to do it as sort of a tool for the situation, for the investigation. That was kind of my thought process. And I was just kind of like, well, what if it's not solved? That's the problem. Like, I would like to, I'm offering my help to try to get more awareness on this, basically. But at the time, she wasn't interested. And look, I respected it. So I said, no worries, no problem. That's your decision. No problem. No hard feelings. Obviously, it's not about me, not about my video. It is what it is. Fine. So unfortunately, I didn't do that. But that would have been another like documentary project to work on, that maybe could have been meaningful. And it kind of, the sad part is the case is still unsolved to this day. And it's sad because his family has no answers, And I'm not saying that to say my video would have changed anything. I'm just saying, it is what it is. Terrible situation. So I've definitely, I guess my point is, Paul, like I've definitely wanted to do like bigger documentary stuff too. Got an exam tomorrow. What kind of exam? Love the old font style from the 90s. Which font? What do you think of the Warriors' upcoming season? I'm actually really, really excited. I'm really excited. We're going to be championship. Nah, I don't know, but I think it's gonna be a fun season. I'm very excited for the NBA for some reason. A lot of years I'm not. Like it takes me a little bit to get into it, but for some reason this year I'm really, really excited for basketball. Maybe it's because the Valkyries, like the Valkyries kind of kept my basketball energy up. I don't know. You ever see the crime drama comedy documentary about the altered lemonade that gave everyone the runs? No, I didn't. What's that on? I want to see that. So how good your soul is, man. That's what God says. You should always protect the weak. You definitely have a spot reserved for you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't know if that's true, but we'll see. We'll find out someday. Um, but yeah, that is my thing though. Like, look, I started this channel because I wanted to showcase cool things so that people would be hopefully be inspired to like live a bigger life because a lot of my friends didn't make it out, you know. They got hooked on drugs, got killed, went to prison, whatever. And I wanted to like that was the first idea for my channel was like a hip hop travel show. That was kind of like because I loved Anthony Bourdain and stuff, but he kind of caters to like an older audience, certain demographics. And I was like, let me try to do videos that cater to a different demographic. That's why I used a lot of hip hop music and stuff like that. Obviously, it's changed a lot since then. I kind of do my own thing now, but that was the original idea. And what happened was a friend of mine named Mike. He went by the name Till Tap when he rapped. He was when we were freshmen in high school. He was the first person to like encourage me to make beats. Cause I used to do music. I used to make beats and stuff. He was the first person to like really encourage me. And he was gonna rap at a talent show or whatever at school, like a rally or something. He was gonna talent show at a rally, something like that. So I was trying to make a beat for him to rap over, but he ended up pulling out. He didn't want to do it. So, but we used to like make beats. I was showing beats. Like he was the first person to really encourage me, and like I would just see him throughout the years, but we weren't like super close. But we were just cool whenever we see each other. And at like the last summer jam at Shoreline Amphitheater used to have summer jam. Let me tiptoe around this so I don't say too much, but there was two areas of the Bay Area that started fighting at Shoreline, and he was from one of those areas. I wasn't from either of those areas. Me and him from different towns, but I was there with him, and I was like, bro, I got you. Like, I'll fight whoever, just because I just had love for him, and then when I had a studio, he was supposed to come through and work on. We started a couple songs and we never finished them, and he ended up getting murdered in 2014. He was shot and killed, and after that, I wrote a song about it, and then that kind of became my idea for the channel. So I'm like, man, like these people are dying, like people are dying, like in a neighborhood, and they're never seeing the world. They're like never going outside of their bubble. And I was like, let me see if I can do like a positive show that shows like cool history and like why things matter and like why things are cool, and that it's cool to like history and to learn, and like it's cool to do that, and you can still, because at the time I still did music, so it's like you can still like rap or you could still like be cool and also like explore things and learn history and like try to travel. That was kind of my idea. So I say that to say that even when I do silly videos, even when I do just my sports videos or whatever, like my whole goal, my whole plan is bigger than just those silly videos. It's like, what can I do to help people? What can I do to like inspire people to like not waste their life on silly things or immature things or ignorant things? What can I do to help people in those ways. Yeah. So I don't know why I said all that, but it is what it is. But yeah, R.I.P. Till Tap. That was my guy. Um, you know, there's just a lot of people like that. A lot of people we lost, and my best friend I grew up with. He's had all kinds of struggles his whole life, and I don't even talk to him anymore. I don't even know how to talk to him. I don't know where he is. I just know, he's been doing bad, and it's like, man, me and him used to go to Disneyland as kids, and like run around, and when we were like 13, 14 years old, run around Disneyland trying to look at girls and talk to girls. And I'm so lucky I've gotten to travel, and I've gotten to like go to these games and go to all these places I've gotten to go, which isn't even that well traveled compared to a lot of people, but to me it feels well traveled. But I've gotten to do all these things, and it's like he hasn't. And when I was a kid growing up, I always envisioned we would, like we're best friends, like we'll travel together, like we'll have families, and then we'll take our families on trips together and all that. And it hasn't happened. It didn't happen. And so I guess that's the kind of stuff that keeps me going to like, try to do videos that are positive and like maybe inspire someone just to like live a little bit bigger than they are, because history's cool, learning's cool, experiences and memories and connections with people are cool. And these billionaires are taking advantage of us, so I always talk about that. I'm radical now, folks. He's radical. Talk to my lawyers, dude. Kind of crazy how we all branch off and live such different lives, for sure. At this point, going to Disneyland and Disney World is considered a big experience, for sure. I'm super grateful and blessed to go to Disneyland and as much as I have. But a lot of my friends or people I grew up with, they just never even really got out of there. I think I have friends that probably never been out of California. Which, look, California there's a lot to it, but you can do other things too. Yeah. Sorry if I got deep there, but the kids got depth. The kids got depth. Talk to my lawyers. What else is up, dude? I got Sourdough Sam. If you missed last week, got the Steph Curry All-Star bobble from Foco. Got the Vita Blue, dude. It is what it is. It is what it is. Relatable now. It's all my homies I used to show with. We all just stopped talking a few months ago after graduating high school. There's a big... That's normal, man. Like, after high school, it's very hard. Like, I think they should prepare people for that more. Like, I'll tell you, man, like, we take it for granted how cool it is to be able to just have a social system that we just get to, like, show up to every day, where there's friends, there's beefs, there's enemies, there's inside jokes, there's relationships and guys and girls, and there's all that stuff all in this petri dish of school, and you have to go. And then it's hard to prepare for after that, when it's like you just be at home like, wait, where is everybody? Like, I'm so used to like interacting with people, and now it's not there. There's a huge, like, I think a lot of people get like a depression because of that. I know I did, for sure, because I also had moved a little further away. So like my friends weren't even around me. And so after high school, I'm like, oh, where do I go? Me and some of my friends, we ended up going to this community college. So I got some of it back with that, but we ended up not. That didn't work out. I got kicked out. It It didn't work out. Didn't work out, dude. Crazy to think there's people that haven't been out of California, for sure, man. I mean, there's people that haven't been out of much smaller places than California. Like, at least California is huge and has a lot, Like, driving north, south, border to border California, if you do that on the East Coast, you go through like 9 states, Is there any other... I think I showed all the show and tell stuff for this week. I was gonna show. I do have some other stuff that I'll go through like next week. I do have I have 2 videos uploaded right now that haven't come out yet, and another video, a third video that I'm gonna try to finish editing tonight. I like all 3 of them. Hopefully, you guys like all 3 of them. And then after that, man, like, I have a ton of videos to edit still, like stuff I filmed, but none of them are started. So I'm like, oh, shoot, that's going to take a while. Because, like, the 3 I've been working on lately, some of them I started editing a long time ago. So a lot of them were already partially finished. So it was easy to, like, get in there and keep it going. So one of the videos, not the next video, but probably the video after, or it'll probably be the third video. That one I filmed in 2022, I think, but I couldn't put it out. I was waiting for something, so it was sort of like the Arco Arena thing. If you guys remember my story on that, I didn't put out anything about Arco Arena until they started demolition, because I didn't want anyone to copy it. I didn't want anyone to see it and go vandalize it or go burn it down. So when me, my brother, and my cousin got into Arco Arena, it was radio silence. We didn't talk about it. We didn't share any photos. We didn't share anything. We kept it quiet until demolition started. So I kind of did the same thing with this other video. So yeah, that's why it's from 2022. I feel like they don't teach you anything after. I didn't know anything about applying for places or having to register or whatever. Yeah, that stuff needs to be touched on. California has a lot. When I was in South Dakota, I knew people were barely out of a small area they were from where they graduated with 10 people. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. What country would you like to visit for filming? Well, every country. I want to film everything everywhere. I've mentioned this before also, but I did have a trip planned. It's planned in my head, and I'm hoping one of these years I'll be able to do it. But I really want to go to Romania and do a whole series on the lore. Transylvania, the Legend of Dracula, Vlad the Impaler, all the creepy stuff. So I want to go to a series in Romania at Dracula's castle, all that, and basically do probably like 4 videos, like a series of like 4 videos, and just have them all for like October one year. So all October will just be Transylvania October. That's something I really, really want to do. Luckily, I know a guy. I work with a guy. And he knows. So he has the inside scoop. So when I do it, that guy will have to help me out. Shout out Lucian. But I would love to do that. I think that would be really fun. And the thing is, like, I definitely, of course, want to go. Like, Paris is like one of my number ones. Like, I've never been to Paris. I've always wanted to go to Paris really bad. I would love to go to Paris, like Paris, London, like all the big places, of course. But like, when I think about filming, I want to go to somewhere more, not obscure, but like a lot of people wouldn't choose. So like, that's why I think Romania, because I'm like, I know there's a million videos of everything at this point, but like, I can't think of any YouTuber I've seen that went to Romania, That's why like Istanbul was so cool. I was only able to do like one real video and just a couple behind the scenes videos, but like, And I did Hagia Sophia, which is like a huge tourist thing, but I wanted to do Galata Tower, Basilica Cistern, which was closed. I've told this story a million times, but the things I wanted to do, I wasn't able to do, but they were way less popular. They weren't like world renowned landmarks. So when I think about that, I'm like, I want to find a really interesting story that isn't touched on as much. Like I said, every story's been touched on, so it's not like anything is really that original. But Romania, the story of Transylvania, all that, like I said, I haven't seen it on YouTube. I know it's out there. I'm just saying it's not like a super popular choice. Yeah. And that's kind of what my plans are for the future is to do more videos with intriguing stories. Whereas for me, I just like before I would just choose places I thought were cool or like just fun or interesting, but those don't really grab people. Like I think those are great videos if my channel is already huge, but like some of them just don't grab you. So I need to find the intriguing stories that are like, oh, watch, like you got to watch this. And that's why I think like the real on the ground stories of Transylvania I think would be really fun. Estonia. I've always heard about Estonia. I barely know anything about it. So maybe I should look into that. You're one of my favorite YouTubers. I subbed to you for your exploring vids or watch all your videos. Got to comment more. Thank you, man. Got to go. I was able to catch one of your streams. Let's go Dodgers. Hey. Thank you, though. I appreciate it. What's crazy about California is that, one, it's a huge state, such diverse ecosystem. We have such a melting pot. Yeah, dude, you can spend a whole lifetime exploring California. That's what I love about it. But also, you got to get out of it, you know? If you ever watch Yes Theory, yeah, I've seen some of their videos, yeah. You're right, yeah. They choose like the idea is like they choose a question, an intriguing question, and say yes to it, right? If you're from California, you should definitely go out and see other states, but there's so much in California. Yeah, man, you can explore. You can spend your whole life exploring California. Like, dude, I explore as a hobby, right? Like that's what I do, and there's still places in California I haven't seen yet. You know, and what's funny is like, you know, I do go to these other places. Obviously, I'm not super well traveled, but like when I go to, been to Fort Worth a bunch of times, right? I've kind of seen everything. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure there's more hidden things, but like when you like Google Fort Worth, things to do, attractions, history, I've seen almost all of it. I haven't done videos on all of it, but I've seen all of it. California, Bay Area, San Francisco, there's still places I haven't really spent time exploring because there's so much. Remember the other week I mentioned I like speed streams but didn't know why, and I figured out why. Oh, why? I want to know. I think I mentioned like, you know, speed is like weird to me, for me, because I'm just like, there is something intriguing about it. Like I get it, but I don't want to watch it all the time. But I understand why people do, I think. I don't know, it's just weird. I like them for the exploring aspect. Most of the time I don't even pay attention to him, more surroundings. Oh, he went to Estonia, huh? Yeah, you're right. I do like that aspect. Like even in the Bay Area, which he's all in places I know, it was still cool to see him walk around. Like, oh, he's about to see this. I have friends that drove to Oregon. They even said they didn't realize how far from Central Valley the tip of California is. For sure, man. California's huge. Dude, I wanted to mention this too. I totally forgot. Like, I saw one battle after another. It's so good. It's so good. Watch that if you haven't yet. It is so good. And I watched the BTK Killer documentary. Here's my thing. All right, here's my thing. Here's my thing about serial killers, all right? And this is very important. Whenever there's a serial killer like BTK Killer, if you're not aware of him, he was caught in like was it 2005, I want to say. He was caught in a very stupid way. I won't give it away, but very stupid way. But he hadn't been active for a very long time. But for some reason, he just wanted to be back in the spotlight. I guess he missed it, right? Um, but he had a family. He had a daughter. He had a wife. I think what is he? I just watched the documentary. How do I not remember? But he did like Cub Scouts or something like that. He was a dog catcher. Like he worked for the city. So he had a normal life, right? His daughter loved him. His wife, it ruined their lives as well, right? But they're always like, whenever these guys have like a regular life, they're always like, people act shocked and they're like, no way. Like he went to church and oh yeah, he's very involved in the church. Like, oh, he went to church. He mowed our lawns for us. Like, no way. Like, you would have never known. I think I would have known. I think I can tell. I don't know what it is, man. Like, maybe it's just because, like, obviously the documentary tells me, so it's just I have that. It's like hindsight is 20/20 kind of thing. Dude, my hair is annoying the crud out of me. Yeah, so maybe I just have like the hindsight or whatever, but like, I think I can tell, man. Like, none of them would have shocked me. Here's the thing, like, all right, I'm not very talented in a lot of things, okay? I suck at a lot of things. I'm so bad at math, it's embarrassing. Do not ask me a math question. All right? I stutter a lot. I stumble over my words. I can't remember words. There's a lot of things I'm very bad at, all right? But one of the things I'm really good at is reading people. I'm really good at reading people. Okay? I understand different personality types, and I think I'm aware in that aspect. That's one of the only things I'm good at. I think I would have known. and not that I would have known that, oh, that's the BTK killer, but I would have known. I don't trust this guy. This dude's off. He did like a little news thing as a dog catcher. He did like a news segment with, a reporter where he's talking about catching the dogs, I think it was. And I'm just like, yeah, this dude's weird, dude. I don't trust this guy. There's something about him, man. They're like very rigid. They're very rigid. They don't have a natural laugh. And they're very like on point. And I can just tell, dude. The serial killers never shocked me. I don't buy it. I think some people just don't have that awareness. And that's one thing I do have, And I think a lot of women have that. Because, like, I knew something was off with this guy, But, like, when I see... Sometimes I'll see... even people I grew up with, or like there's people that are just off and I can tell and other people can't tell. I'm like, how can you not tell? And there's certain giveaways. Look, and I'm a guy, I like to accessorize, dude. I love to accessorize. Look, I have my hoops and the nose thing. I got my bands, right? I wear chains sometimes. So I like to accessorize, but I'm telling you, if someone over accessorizes and it doesn't make sense, don't trust them, dude. Do not trust someone who over accessorizes when it doesn't make sense and it's too much. I'm telling you, if they're wearing like a regular t-shirt, but then they got this weird flashy, like the pearl necklaces, but it's like black pearls and it's got like other stuff in it. Watch those guys. Face tattoos, another one. Face piercings. That's another one. I'm not saying you're bad if you have those. I'm saying it's something you might want to look into. But I can tell the guys. I can tell the guys that are banned from the Barnes and Noble because they're following girls around, dude. I can tell, dude. I can tell the guys that were caught touching themselves at the YMCA and got banned. I can tell, dude. You don't get past me. And I see them in public. I grew up with some of these weird types of guys. There's those weird guys everywhere, right? I can tell those types of guys, dude. All right. And sometimes they'll have like a girlfriend. Like, how does she not see that this guy's a weirdo? And that's how I feel about BTK Killer. How'd you not know he was weird? Like, I'm not saying you should have known he was a serial killer, but to not realize he had secrets. Nah, I mean, it's easier with hindsight in a documentary. I get it. I'm just, you know, I'm just being goofy. Consume a lot of content from John Hicks. I used to watch John Hicks. Rides his bike through LA. I love that. I do like that too. Some of the stuff he says irritates me to no end, but yes. Every few years they mention how they should split California into 3 states. Yeah. AXN News, Action News, I'm not familiar with that one. During quarantine, my dad got really into Wind City Walk Tours, which is just people walking around cities, countries, no talking. Dude, I almost started a channel like that I was going to get a car mount and just drive around cities, like at different times of day, and just upload that, because I remember there was a bunch of channels like doing stuff like that, but I never did it. My teammates asked why I'm not a Lakers fan. He was shocked. Yeah, I could see that. A lot of people, I've talked to people who like visit for the first time to California, and they're like, they think they can drive to LA for a day trip. I was like, nah. Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book called Blink, which dives into how we know things are off just from a split second. Dude, I gotta watch that. Dude, I have the gift. Dude. Too many people don't know enough people, so it's hard for them to understand when people are off. Dude, you think I like that theory. Like, they don't interact with enough people to like get the data. Like, you need more data to be able to like pinpoint it. You have to know a diversity of people to help read signs. All right, dude, I like that. My family from Texas who always ask me how life is in the Bay Area. I'm not a Laker or Dodgers fan. That's crazy. Hankston News is dope. He drives around LA at 12 a.m. basically sunrise, chasing scanner calls. Whoa. He's like the what was that with a weirdo, Jake Gyllenhaal. Paparazzi Jake Gyllenhaal. Nightcrawler, right? I'll look that up. Dude, if he's anything like Nightcrawler, though, I can tell when he's off, dude. I have the gift. I can tell when someone just doesn't get it. That's a big one. When someone just doesn't get it. And when I say it, I just mean it, dude. They don't get it. You know what I mean? Dude, I knew Aubrey Huff. You think I was shocked at how crazy he went? No, dude. You know why? Because I watched The Franchise. And someone played a prank on him and he just didn't get it. Everyone in the locker room's laughing except for him because he didn't get it. And I was like, oh, this guy's off. He was right. He's there before the police even roll up. He has a better response time. Nightcrawler was a really good movie. Really well made, like well shot. But I don't think I ever want to watch it again. It just made me too uncomfortable, you know? It's one of those movies where it's like, all right, you know, I don't want to see this. Dude, I want to turn my hat backwards to like cover my hair, but then it's blank, dude. How do you look me in the eye, dude, and ship me? You couldn't look me in the eye because they had to ship it, and it was not nobody. I mean, a no-name mystery person at the New Era factory, the Hat Club factory. This is Hat Club. And they look me spiritually. They look me in the eyes and just put a blank hat into my box, dude, and be like, here, enjoy this. That's wild, dude. How does it not have something on the back? Get real. John Hicks Bro's irritating sometimes. Yeah, he's a little irritating sometimes. That's why I stopped watching. Reminds me of Raja Jackson not understanding how pro wrestling works. Oh, yeah. Every video has to check if his tire is flat. I didn't notice that. That's funny. I also just think I have a problem. So this is very specific to being from California. I have a problem with videos like that are like sometimes they kind of rage bait, or it's like poverty porn where it's like trying to exploit the worst areas of LA, because then people watch that and they use it for political reasons, and that just irritates me. So I already talked about the other guy. Was it last week? The guy who goes to San Francisco and acts like it's Gotham City. And John Hicks, it doesn't specifically do that or try to do that, but he definitely skirts the line. And sometimes he's just straight up said stuff. I'm like, dude, shut up, you know? The, and again, like I probably said this last week when we talked about the other guy, but I'm not saying cities don't have issues. Like they definitely do, and policies can always be better and whatnot. But these are people that are using poverty or problems. They're using blight as a political tool instead of actually trying to solve it, or they don't actually care. It just makes them feel good to pat themselves on the back like, yeah, I'm better than that. The people I vote for wouldn't let that happen, you know? And so there's a lot of that. Being in California, it's just this constant propaganda war against California and against the cities here. And so people like John Hicks kind of just don't help that, even if it's not intentional. Again, and not to say that obviously there's real problems, but it took me a second because I'm like, what was it that bothered me? So what bothers me is John Hicks will go to an alleyway or whatever, and he will just basically, I feel like he's just straight up lying about what happened. It's like, oh, they wanted to attack me or they said this. Like, no, dude, you just rode through. Like he'll like make up scenarios for clickbait. And then people can use those scenarios like, oh, look, he couldn't even ride his bike down the street without being attacked. It's like, bro, that's not what happened. Like, I don't know. Does shit for clicks. Yeah, that's kind of I guess, the thing. Another great movie that's hard for me to rewatch is No Country for Old Men. I agree, Jake. I would watch that movie more if it didn't end the way it does, but it just leaves such a sour taste in my mouth, man. Look, just, I've said this before, man. Like, I'm so sick of the ambiguous endings, man. I'm so sick of ambiguous endings of shows and movies. You made this. You tell me how it ends, dude. You tell me what happens. I want you to wrap a pretty little bow around this. I don't care if the bad guy wins. Just give me an ending. I saw a video about people like watching The Sopranos ending for the first time. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's an ended ending. And also that one it didn't bother me as much because they brought you right to the finish line and then it's up to you to walk past if you want. But some of the ambiguous endings, like No Country for Old Men, get out of here, dude. Because I love that movie. That movie is so good. And I understand what they're trying to do with the ending. I get it. I've read all the theories. I've watched the video essays. I get it. I just don't like it, dude. Sometimes I want to shut off my brain and you tell me the story that you created. All right? Put a pretty little bow on it and then give it to me, dude. Because I didn't write the movie. I didn't come up with these characters. I don't know where they're going. It's not up for me to decide. That is not my obligation. You tell me. Oh, shoot. Am I a writer now? Dude, am I eligible for an Emmy? Because in my head, when the credits started rolling, I had to come up with the ending. I had to come up with what happened to these characters after the screen went black. Dude, when should I show up for the award show, dude? When do I get my invite? Because I came up with a banger of an ending in my head. Dude, am I part of the SAG? Should I have been striking a couple years ago when they're on strike? Should I have been out there picketing? This whole time I didn't realize I was writing for The Sopranos. Dude, I'm putting that on my resume. That's now going on my resume. Whenever there's a movie or a show that ends with an ambiguous ending where it's like, you decide, you figure it out, I'm putting that on my resume, dude. That's a writing credit for me. Writing and producing credit. All right? Dude, I'll get a nice tux, dude, and I'm going to show up to the Emmys because I came up with an incredible ending for No Country for Old Men in my head, dude. All right, I'm going to show up and I'm going to get pissed if they don't let me in. Like, what do you mean? He put this on my plate. This was put on my plate, dude. If you don't want me showing up to the Oscars or the Emmys to get my awards, then finish your story, dude. You finish it. I'm not the producer. I'm not the writer. I'm not any of that, dude. So I'm sick of the ambiguous endings. It was fun for a while when it was like, you know, it was a novel approach to finishing a movie, but we've done it too much. Okay? Every highbrow movie loves to keep an ambiguous open ending. They think that's more artsy or something. No, dude. Pretty little bow. Wrap it up for me. And I want the good guy to just straight up win sometimes. I'm sick of he kind of won, but this happened, or just the straight up like, dude, you know, here's the thing, dude. Here's the one thing. When the good guy, when the protagonist or protagonists or the good girl or the good group, when they, for their integrity or whatever, they give up the prize, I'm done with that. I am done with that, dude. I want them to get the bag of gold. I want them to get the bag of gold. I don't want them to let it fall into the well or whatever. Because that's the right thing to do. Or like donate it to science research or whatever when they find the thing. No. Keep it. I want them to win sometimes, man. I want them to get rich, dude. And I don't like when it's like, oh, there's $50 million here, but they give it up, dude. They give it up so that they can get the bad guy, right? So they can take the moral high ground or whatever. And then there's like the little at the end where it's like, oh, there must have been more money than that because suddenly they got a freaking yacht. No, show me them counting them ducats, dude. Show me with the dollar bill, y'all. I want to see them making it rain. Don't do look, they actually, they gave, the FBI got most of the money, but there must have been another bag somewhere. No, dude. I want to see them with the sack over their shoulder running off to the horizon. Okay? Can we do that sometimes? I want it to be like an old John Wayne movie where the good guy comes in, he's wearing the white hat, he punches the guy in the black hat and saves the day and unties the girl from the train tracks and everything goes good. I want that to happen sometimes in movies now, and they don't do it as much anymore. Everything's got to be ambiguous or this, let's take the high road on this. No, dude, sometimes I want the good guy to shoot the bad guy right between the eyes. Right at the end, when he's got him and he's down on the ground, you just killed 60 people to get to this main villain. And now suddenly you're going to spare him? Because I don't want to be like you. I'm not like you. Hit the bricks, dude. My lawyers will be in touch. Shoot him. Shoot the bad guy. He just killed a whole bunch of people and you just killed 60 nameless goons on your adventure to get to this villain, dude. Shoot him right in the head. And don't do the cop out. Don't do the cop out where you're gonna spare him, but then he secretly has another shotgun hidden in his pant leg, and he pulls it out, and then you shoot him in self-defense. Now suddenly you got the high ground again. No. No, I want you to execute him. Execute him. He's the bad guy. Talk to my lawyers. This is where movies have to go now. Or I'm going to show up at the Oscars in my tux to get my writing credits, dude. To pick up my Oscar for screenplay. My lawyers will be in touch. Barely watched No Country for Old Men last year. It's a phenomenal movie. This movie is so good you can't watch it every year. Yeah, for sure. I'm telling you, I'd watch it more if it didn't have that ending. Is this car following me? This car is following me. Mark Sanchez is waiting in the alley. Dude, I should have talked about that. Mark Sanchez, what were you doing, dude? What was up with that? I don't know if you watched it, but the ending for Sons of Anarchy was one of the best endings of all time. I like that it kind of wrapped it up. I just felt it was unnecessary. His sacrifice and all that. I felt it was kind of unnecessary. I accept that though. I accept it. I do like that show, as ridiculous as it could be. I really enjoy Sons of Anarchy. When was the last time you won a coin toss? Me personally, I haven't done a coin toss in a long time. So happy Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul didn't end on ambiguous notes. For sure, dude. Breaking Bad, great example. Great example. So is Leonardo DiCaprio crazy for the whole movie in Shutter Island? Did you just know he couldn't get out of the situation, so he went along with it? I think he was crazy the whole time. I think the book makes it clear he was crazy the whole time, too. We're in a question because you're from the Bay. Are you into rock or thrash metal? Not really. I respect the art, though. You know, I respect a lot of when it comes to like rock, metal, punk, all those movements. I respect the like DIY underground. I love all that part of it, but as far as the music, I'm not really into it. I'm so sick of the whole happy endings are predictable argument. Absolutely. And the Fast Too Furious, you see Tyrese and Paul Walker leave with the money. Oh, really? I haven't watched that in so long. But that's what I want. What do you think of the movies where it ends with "it was just a dream all along"? Yeah, that's ridiculous. They haven't done that in a long time, luckily, because it became a cliche. But I don't like that. The old lady, yeah, dude, I love Shutter Island. Shutter Island's such a fun movie. Just the set design, dude, the costumes, like they built that world so good, so good. And you know, it's like you watch a movie like that, you watch one battle after another. I'm telling you, I can't say enough about it. One battle after another. Tiana Taylor, I love you. If you're out there, if she's in chat, if check is, can someone check if it's Tiana Taylor in chat? Great movie. But you watch those kinds of movies, and it just irritates you. It makes you more irritated about other movies where like everything's all shiny and perfect. Have you noticed that a lot of movies now, like their costumes just don't look lived in? It looks all brand new. Like everyone's clothes look brand new. Everything's perfectly lit. Like a lot of the like Netflix original type movies, like they're just too perfectly lit. It's just annoying. But then you see like Shutter Island and stuff like that, and it's just like, this is how you do it, you know? So we're in the spooky season. What's your favorite horror movie and most hated horror movie? All right. Favorite horror movie. Okay. I've never liked horror movies. Okay. I always thought they were very, very cliche, or just like, I just felt like you could just come up with it on the fly, and they were just very surface level and nonsense. But over the years, I've come to appreciate the good ones. I think there's still a lot of slop out there, but there's a lot of really good ones too. So I'm getting more into horror movies actually as I get older. If you count it as horror, The Orphanage is one of my favorites. It's a Spanish language film. I don't know. I'm blanking. The original Poltergeist is a fun one. Um, Dang, there's some I really like, and now I can't think of what they are. Cabin in the Woods. Some of the newer ones like that I really like. The first Saw was okay. Final Destinations are fun to watch. Yeah. What else? Is Sixth Sense? Is that horror or no? Probably not. I wouldn't consider that horror, but I do like that. I like Sixth Sense. I'll have to get back to you. Let me do that for next week. Maybe I can come up with a better list. As far as most hated, there's so many, dude. I think there's so many terrible horror movies, but the one that always gets me, dude, is Prom Night, and I think it's the remake with Idris Elba. And an ex-girlfriend of mine made me go watch it at the theaters, and I was so angry at how bad that movie was. Um, oh, Pumpkinhead. I used to love Pumpkinhead. Um, oh yeah, 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I liked. Um, so Prom Night. There's a killer on the loose, and he's on the loose in some big fancy hotel where these high school kids are having prom. And so the kids have like their own rooms. They're like staying there, and they're in the ballroom or whatever having prom. And this killer is on the loose, and it has some of the most illogical, stupid scenes I've ever seen in my life. Insultingly bad. Um, there's one scene where, spoilers, sorry. There's one scene where I think a girl gets killed in her hotel room, and right after she gets killed, Idris Elba or the other detectives, whoever it is, the police, they bust into the room to try to save the girl, and it's empty. There's nothing there. Like, what's going on? And then like Idris Elba, I haven't watched this in forever, so I might be getting details wrong, but from the ceiling, all of a sudden there's drips of blood, and there's a vent. So they climb up and they undo the screws on the vent, and they take the vent off, and there's the girl's dead body stuffed into the vent. Like this girl who weighs like at least 100 pounds, 120 pounds, and somehow this murderer stuffed her into a vent 12 feet in the air, didn't get any blood anywhere, didn't spill any blood on the bed, on the floor, but got this dangly. You know how hard it is to have a ragdoll body and be stuffing it into a vent, and then closing up the vent, and then escaping without being seen as the police are rushing to the room? Just so stupid. And then there's another scene where there's like this part of the hotel that's under construction, of course, so it's got all the like big plastic tarps and stuff. So Idris Elba, I think, is in there, and he's like looking for whatever. And then the next scene, he's outside again, and he's walking back into the hotel. Like, what, do you jump out the window? What, did you zip line to the next building? Like, how'd you get back down here, and why are you coming back into the building? Or where'd you go? Where did you go? And then not only that, but when he's walking into the building, at this point, like reporters have showed up. There's like media, and they're like, the media's yelling at Idris Elba for questions. How does the media know that he's the star of the movie? How does the media know? Ignore the other 50 police officers here and ask that guy. Just little things like that is just horrible, dude. Just horrible. But anyways, what else? Dude, you're gonna hate me. Jonathan, Bay Area Throwbacks, you're gonna hate me. I've never watched any of the Halloween movies. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, I really loved as a kid. I've not watched it since. And I said when I was filming the Monster Museum episode, me and my buddy Dante that was with me, he loves that movie. I was like, dude, I gotta watch it again. Terrifier, I've never watched. I liked I think Jeepers Creepers I want to say. Some movies don't take into account the realism factor of moving a 100-pound body and not getting stains everywhere. Yeah, it was ridiculous, dude. One of the worst movies ever. I was just in the movie theater like, this is so stupid. But I'm more into horror, so I'm actually gonna try to watch some more this next couple weeks before Halloween. I know Weapons is on streaming soon. Barbarian, I think from last year was really good. There's a lot of good ones. I just can't. I'm just drawing a blank right now. Barbarians was good. I want to watch Trick or Treat with that little doll thing. I want to watch the new Nosferatu. I haven't watched that yet. Yeah, I'm gonna watch some of them. Like I said, I don't get scared. I'm too tough for that. So The Thing, I don't think I've watched The Thing since I was a kid, dude. I need to watch that again. Watch the first Halloween? I will. I know the first Halloween's good. I like Jamie Lee Curtis, you know. Weapons was great. All right, I'm excited about it. So yeah, I'll watch like the cream of the crop, but I'm not gonna sift through the nonsense, you know. You didn't like Trick or Treat? I just wanted to watch it because they had a little display of it at the Monster Museum. I need to watch the original Hills Have Eyes. There's a lot, man. I used to like Chucky when I was a kid. Child's Play. Do you guys remember Pumpkinhead though? Nottingham Forest manager got sacked after 39 days, just 20 minutes after his last game. Whoa. I used to watch this when I was a kid. I used to love Tales from the Crypt when I was a kid. But did you guys ever watch Pumpkinhead? You guys ever watch this? I used to love this as a kid. I used to draw him and stuff. I don't even remember what it's about. I haven't watched it since then. Man, this brings back memories. Ooh, a figure? Yeah, I gotta revisit some of these. I remember they had trading cards, like horror trading cards when I was a kid. And I remember I got the Pumpkinhead card. I was super excited. I don't even remember what it was about. Like I don't remember who he is or what is he's an alien? I don't know. I don't know what he is. Who would be the worst manager in US sports? Chip Kelly. Has this ever happened in US sports? Maybe not that quick. Exorcist is good. Yeah, Exorcist is good. Escape from New York. Is Escape from New York and Big Trouble in Little China? Oh, you're saying John Carpenter films. Oh, I was gonna say they're not horror. Man. Pumpkinhead was awesome. All right, dude. I gotta watch Pumpkinhead again. Oh, The Shining is good. Yeah, I watched it for the first time just a few years ago. Um, it's another one, great movie. Especially love the way it's shot. Obviously Stanley Kubrick, but I'll probably never watch it again. I mean, I might watch it again someday, but like I don't need to. Like I feel like I know the whole movie, and I've already seen all the references my whole life. Like I know all the scenes. Obviously the performances are incredible, but it's just not something I need to watch. You know. Monster Squad. I don't remember the Monster Squad. 39 days? Oh, yeah. I was thinking you were saying 39 days like it was a movie, like 28 days later. I tried to watch 28 days later, and the whole camcorder thing kind of threw me off, but I'm going to watch it again because I want to watch all of them. Oh, since I've seen Pumpkinhead, he's a vengeful demon. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was about. I think as a kid, like none of that, I didn't catch any of that. It was just, I just like how crazy he looked, you know? Dude, stupid AI mode. I don't. Um, the The Conjuring stuff, I don't, it's fine. Not super into it. Hereditary was very good. Um, The Witch was very good, but I'll never watch it again. Too depressing, too slow. I loved the set design and all that. Great, fantastic production, but just too slow and not enough happens. Bone Tomahawk is great. It's a Western horror. I just looked up like some of the ones I like. All the like Jordan Peele ones are great. Us, Get Out, all those I like. Midnight Mass, the series is really good. I really enjoyed that. If you haven't watched Midnight Mass on Netflix yet, go watch that. Yeah. I never watched like the Paranormal Activities. Just never interested me. They just look like slop. 1922 is good. I still haven't watched the new It. I need to watch that. Yeah. Yeah, the Conjuring movies are like they're cool. They're I guess they're interesting, but I don't like that couple either. A Quiet Place, if you count that, I really liked. I like A Quiet Place a lot. Yeah, The Orphanage though is way up there. If you count Pan's Labyrinth, I love Pan's Labyrinth. Yeah, I still haven't watched The Lighthouse. Should watch that. Best thing about trick or treat movies is the ladies. Well, so say no more. Kill the teens who killed him. Oh, okay. What's up, Connor? You missed everything, man. Here for Bigfoot people, the legend of Boggy Creek. That sounds fun. I'd love a good like Bigfoot type movie. Oh yeah, Sinners. If Sinners is incredible. Sinners is still the best film this year. I have to watch One Battle After Another one more time to be able to tell because I've watched Sinners twice. I watched One Battle After Another once. I need to watch that twice just to make sure because right now they're neck and neck. But One Battle After Another, I really liked it watching it, but as time goes on, I feel like I like it more. Like I just keep thinking about it more, and I'm just like, man, that was a really dope scene. Like, there's an incredible scene near the end of the movie that's like some straight up Alfred Hitchcock stuff. It's so good. It's so good. Connor, yes, because of that scene I'm talking about, yes. Oh, The Fly creeped me out, dude. Jeff Goldblum one, the '80s one. Yeah, One Battle After Another has a scene that I think is you have to see in theaters. Um, I loved it. I loved it. Yeah, I think that about covers it. Hope you guys enjoyed the show and tell and my new sourdough Sam up there. Yes, I highly recommend One Battle After Another though. Tiana Taylor, if you're in the chat, go ahead and DM me. I will check my DMs. All right. New video will be out this week, either tomorrow or Thursday, probably Thursday. And yeah, this one a little long tonight, almost 3 hours. I haven't done a long one like that in a while. 2 hours 45 minutes. Everyone forgets that both The Fly and The Thing had original '50s films. Yeah, definitely make plans to see it soon. Yeah, I'm telling you, this scene, if you don't see it in theaters, you'll be kicking yourself. You're like, this would have been crazy in theaters. Um, yeah, so I got like three other videos about done that'll be out very shortly. Hopefully they get more than 100 views, like the Monster Museum episode. That would be cool. Um, Go Niners and go Mariners or Blue Jays if it ends up being the Blue Jays. I don't care who, just someone, please, for the love of God. Um, dude, if the Dodgers win it all, go back to back, you might not see me for 6 months. I might be in the mountains. All right, I might be at a Buddhist monastery in Nepal. You might not see me anymore because I don't know how I'll deal with that. Okay. Um, you guys have a good one. Trying to think if there's any last. Hopefully, I can do my shirt stuff soon, and you guys will see more of that. Join the Discord if you want more updates, and we chat. We have the game day chat. We talk about games happening. We share collectibles and all kinds of stuff. I really want to build that into a nice, big, lively community. And right now, we got a really cool community going on there. So please check the Discord. And that's it. Like, subscribe, share, do all the cool things cool kids do. Something or other tours, not variety. Vertlife. Oh, yeah. Sharks, please get a win. Please, I'm begging you. The goalie's given up, I think, the most goals in the whole league. Dude, I'll go out there and lay down. You know what I mean? Anyways, have a good night. Vertlife.